Hey everybody. Can't do my normal intro. I have bronchitis. I'm on some medications. I'm going to do my best to not cough at all during this video. I haven't slept in about a week. Cough is just outrageous. But let's jump into it. So we have limit down on the futures today. Dow is down almost 2,000 points, and the fear and greed indicator, which not too long ago, where it was up at 97, where I was saying get ready for an epic collapse, has now come to pass, and now we have moved all the way over on this indicator, basically down. This is the highest level of fear I've ever seen. It's at 4. A couple weeks ago, it was almost at 100. The stock market trades off nothing but human emotions, and human emotions have not evolved since whenever man first set foot on on the globe. However we got there, that's up for debate. But let's jump into the psychology of markets. I've pulled this chart out before. And I kept saying, look at markets. Like, where are we? Like, we have to be. The last time I did this video, I was saying we have to be somewhere between, thrill, euphoria, or complacency. Well, the last time I did one of these videos, excuse me, it appears we were in complacency because now when you read through anxiety, well, let me read through these here for you. It says thrill. I will buy more on margin. Got to tell everybody to buy. And that is what has happened. We have record level of margin debt. Excuse me. Ever. More than 1929. So people are sitting here like going, oh, I can't believe it's going down. Like, this is just the beginning. I have been preparing for this for 12 years. I'm not going to come out here and tell you that I told you so. If you guys have been watching me for a while, I have that one picture of a guy who literally made a tinfoil hat at home and wore it into my gym to make fun of me. Do you know what he's probably doing today? His 401k is probably getting smashed because people are not open-minded enough to see bubbles. And it's one thing I've noticed since childhood that I do differently than other people is I just process data just so different. And I'm not even saying it's a good or a bad thing. Sometimes, and a lot of times, it's bad. It kind of alienates me from the mass of humanity. I just don't follow what other people follow. And I don't have the same, like, the example I use is if me and like 20 of my best friends went and watched a movie, like 18 of them, excuse me, sorry, this video is brutal with me coughing. 18 of them would probably all roughly have the same takeaway from the movie, and then maybe me and one other person would be just vastly different. But anyway, so we've got margin debt at absolute record highs, and now this is starting to unwind. So you've got euphoria taking hold. Says I'm a genius. We're all going to be rich. As I'm sitting here, I've sold my house. I've sold. I've been talking about this for a while now. I put my 401k in cash in like late 2017 to early 2018. We're right back down there now. And I sold my house 2017, 2018, expecting this crash that's happening right now to take place in 2018. We simply printed a ton of money doing repo stuff, and on no volume have we floated higher and higher and higher. So we were sitting in complacency there, and it just says, we need to cool off for the next rally, which is not coming. Now we're moving into anxiety. It says, why am I getting margin calls? This dip is taking longer than expected. Then the next set down here is denial. My investments are with great companies. They will come back. This is when they start, they haven't really happened yet. It's starting to. This is when they march out guys like Warren Buffett and tell you just to keep buying stocks. Or if you call your financial advisor, they're going to tell you, this is a great company. It's been around for hundreds of years. You should definitely not sell it. Well, maybe you should sell it when something you start down here and it goes to literally levels that we've never seen before. The stock market is the most overvalued U.S. stock market in U.S. history. So it doesn't matter that your company is doing really well. The company will probably still exist. But if company X's stock goes from 200 down to 10 and you held all through that and the company doesn't go bust, you still might. It's That's why you wanna learn this stuff and have as much say in your own financial well-being as possible. So with that, let's go jump over to the markets right now. I mean, the S&P is down. This is trading around like a bubble stock. I mean, this is incredible. And I expected a lot of this to happen. I mean, I've been saying for a while, I thought for sure we were just going to come back to that 300 level. I just didn't expect it at this speed. I'm looking at a weekly here. So literally in less than a month, we've gone from extreme highs, and we've erased how many like, I mean, where are we right now? I've been sick, so I haven't been following this quite as much as I'd like. Look at that. I mean, here's another technical indicator, right? Right down on this bar, June 3rd, 2019, we're right back there. I mean, we've almost erased a year of gains in like less than a month. I mean, it's insane. And I think right now what's going to happen is we're going to have some type of massive Fed intervention. They just said they're increasing their repo market purchases up to $150 billion a night. And I think that they're just going to do overt QE. This is literally what I have been preparing and waiting for 12 years. I've never bought into the hype. I've never believed any of the stuff they were saying, because math doesn't lie. You can't have people with record levels of the lowest disposable income ever, highest levels of debt ever. 2008 was a debt and credit crisis. Everything is 2 times greater, at least, than 2008. Wages are dead flat. Housing has more than doubled. It's above '08. It was a bubble then, but it's not a bubble now. I mean, give me a break. And margin debt has to unwind. And now we have this, supposed virus going around. I just went to the hospital. I'm not even sure if I should say this or not, but I don't want to create panic, but I'm in Colorado, and I went to the hospital, and I have bronchitis. And I got some medication. And while I was there, they called a code V, like Victor, over the loudspeaker. And I said to the nurse, what's a code V? She looked at me kind of funny. She said, "You really want to know what that means?" I said, "Yeah, I don't want to know what that means. Why not? Like, what else are we going to do in here?" And she was like, "Well, that means somebody just entered." Well, you have to go in, you type in the monitor, when you first get there, enter in your information to get your appointment set up. Somebody entered in there that they had been exposed or around someone with the coronavirus. That doesn't mean that they have it, but it's been exposed there, and that's in Colorado here. I don't want to say the hospital or anything because I don't want to create some kind of crazy panic, which is interesting. And the virus, a lot of my friends were texting me that kind of follow markets, and I think they've always thought I was a little negative, in the past, but they'll listen to what I'm saying, are talking about the virus. And I keep saying the virus is a catalyst. It is not the reason markets are coming down. It's just the bubble needed to find a prick. And I think my brother was doing videos on, there's so many black swans flying around. Eventually one of them is going to smash into each other. And we found out it's this virus. And now, I mean, this is where you find out that the emperor has no clothes. The average American, as you guys know, if you listen to this or just follow anything, live paycheck to paycheck. Parts of California are being quarantined right now. And again, maybe it's all bullshit with the virus. But if that is the case, and people have to go 2, 3, 4 weeks where they can't leave their house or whatnot, they can't afford to, they're going to start to default. Or nothing else, an already massively overstretched American, with disposable income at record lows, may have to go a month or something like that if they get quarantined without just trying to survive. And I don't know how they're going to do that. And all of this that's going on here too. What if we go into recession and people start losing their jobs? This is what I've been waiting for. It's why I sold my house. If you guys follow Mike Maloney at all, I read his book, I don't remember when he wrote that thing, probably 10, 12 years ago. And there's one thing that really stuck out in there was that during times of major economic turmoil, at least in the late 70s, 80s, when we had a bunch of inflation, stagflation, housing came down, and you could buy the average single-family home in the United States with 500 ounces of silver. And I expect that to happen again. And it could be even less if things get really weird. And I'm expecting the Fed here to come out and do something. They're going to throw a bazooka. They're going to launch their bazooka, QE bazooka at this. And I think we'll probably get a pop. And it'll help calm markets in the short run. But we already know the debt and credit just continuing to double down on us on something that doesn't work isn't going to fix this problem either. So I don't know how big the stimulus is going to be. I just am pretty sure we're going to get a rip-roaring bounce here because fear is just too much. It's too much, too fast in the short run. But whatever they do, I believe it will fail, and it'll be a shortable rally. Now, I closed out of all my positions today, just because if this is like 07, 08, gold, silver, all that stuff is going to get sold, and it's not getting sold for the reasons you would naturally think it's getting sold. People are having margin calls. So if you get a margin call, you have to you'll be forced to be liquidated, and you may have to come up with money that you don't have. So if you have silver or gold or any asset that's been going up or appreciating, people have to sell those to pay off their debts. And I think that's why like Bitcoin and everything is coming down right now. Or people are just panicked and they want to maybe they just want to get out of debt. So maybe you have Bitcoin, you've been sitting in it for a while, you just want to sell it and then pay off your debt. So I wouldn't be shocked to see a lot of the escape valves, roll over before they go back up. Now, in that environment, like 08, when they started printing money, that's when gold and silver had their really big move. But it could be a little bit. Now, I'm watching the volume here on something that is limit down. We have 2 hours left, and we're at about 160 million volume. I would actually expect it to be a little bit higher, given the fear. So I actually bought. Excuse me. I'm going to sign off after this because talking really irritates my lungs here. I bought Gush on Friday. And I did not expect OPEC to essentially break down over the weekend. I mean, that's crazy. So I bought really short-term calls on that, and it immediately it went to zero. Excuse me. But I did jump back into Gush this morning. I just bought some stock in this, expecting a huge rally. I mean, when do you ever see ETFs down like 76% in a day? You always buy, and I'll leave you with this. You always buy when there's blood in the streets. Always. Fear is too overdone. And I bought the stock this time too because I can hold it longer. I don't have to worry about time decaying on me. This is when you want to buy stuff. I think buying all the stuff that I've talk about hating, like Tesla or all the bubble stocks. This is the time you want to do that. These will all rally. I don't know when. Might be today. Might be later this week. We're going to get a huge rally, and then you want to sell into that rally. And then I think it's game on. Where things end up playing out, I don't totally know because, I mean, if everything just grinds to a total halt. I've been watching, my brother sent me a cool video. I should have pulled it up. Cool video on a shipping. It's just, we are just could be total standstill with supply lines. So, I don't know. I'm not sure where this will end. I'm expecting. I mean, if the Fed does nothing, if the Fed absolutely does nothing, I mean, they are going to increase their repo because they're just worried about banks freezing. Actually, you know what? Let's go down that line and then I'll jump off here. I highly, highly recommend, if you have not done this, to go to your bank and try to pull out at least like a month's worth of cash, probably, and try to get it in $20 denominations. I did that today. It's not the first time this has happened because banks don't carry that much cash anymore. But I had to go to 2 branches to pull out $1,000. Just $1,000. The first bank had 700. I had to go to the second bank. I just went to the ATM actually at the other bank and pulled it out. They didn't even have $1,000 on hand. And when I sold my house in 2017, late 2017. I put in, I got a huge payout, had a lot of equity in the house, and I went to the bank and I tried to pull out like 1% of it. I think I tried to pull out $10,000 or something like that. This was years ago, right? I had to go to 3 branches to get half. Just an idea. So, they've been killing cash. I think it's on purpose. They know all this stuff that's going on, and just interesting times here. I think right here, this level that we're sitting at right now at 275, nice round number. There's a pretty good chance I think they'll bounce it here. There's support here. Should this give way, you've got the 200. I think it would fall almost immediately down there around 260, 262, 263. There's another support here like 258, and then after that, we're going pretty far down. So I don't think we'll do that without a bounce. But if the Fed does not step up and do something, I think that could happen. We just don't know. So now it's all eyes on the Fed again. And I've been saying this before, but it's not really free markets when we just sit around and wait for a couple guys in suits to tell us if they're going to print money or not. See ya.